She got her own house. She got her own house. She got her own house.
Hey family, welcome back to my channel. There's definitely some buy down news to discuss, so let's talk about it. So today I wanted to jump on and do a quick update, but before we get started, I want to say thank you to everyone that has been subscribing to my channel lately and supporting me. If you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up and talk about it in the comments. But now let's go ahead and get into this buy down news. So as we all know, especially if you have been following my channel, Naca came out with some changes that were supposed to go into effect as of May 3rd of 2021. One of those major changes was the buy down rate was going to be reduced from 0.25% down to 0.167%. This was supposed to go into effect on May 3rd. However, due to some back-end things going on with Bank of America, they were not able to switch over their systems. So people for about 6 weeks were still getting or being able to take advantage of the 0.25%. So for those of you that don't really understand the buy down, so what that is that for every 1% of your loan, you are able to reduce what was 0.25% permanently off of your interest rate. So now instead of 0.25% being deducted for every 1% is 0.167. So if you have a $200,000 house, then it's going to take you $2,000 to reduce your interest rate of let's say 3% by 0.167. So if you want to reduce, if you're a non-priority member and you're just going to reduce by 5 points, then that's going to cost you $10,000 because 2 times 5, which you know $2,000 times 5 is $10,000. And then that will permanently reduce your interest rate from like 3% down to like 2 point something. It's going to be 0.167 times 5, which is like 0.835, okay? So you're going to have that permanently reduced from your interest rate, which in turn lowers your monthly payment, helps you pay off your loan quicker because you're paying more towards principal and less towards interest. And let me say this, so even though the buy down rate has been reduced from 0.25 down to 0.167, the cost is still the same. So it's not as if, yeah, it's been reduced from 0.25 down to 0.167, so I'm going to have to pay less now out of pocket for buy down. That's not the case. That same $200,000 house is still going to require 1%. But instead of it getting you 0.25 off, only 0.167 off. So that same $10,000 where it could have reduced your interest rate by 1.25% if you bought down 5 points, it's still going to cost you $10,000 to only reduce it 0.835%. So this morning, it is with a heavy heart that I regret to inform everybody that if you did not make it all of the way through credit access before yesterday, then you did not get a chance to take advantage of the 0.25% buy down. What I was able to confirm yesterday was that people that were still going through the credit access process, files, oh gosh, my hair keeps getting in my face. Files were kicked back with conditions saying, and I quote, let me read it word for word. The file must be resubmitted with correct pricing. The buy down percentages have changed. So that's the condition that people received yesterday that did not make it all of the way through credit access. So if you are one of those people, definitely go ahead and check your file to make sure that you didn't get kicked out of credit access and you now have to reach out to your MC to get recalculated and resubmitted. Okay, let me just be clear here. I'm not talking about locking in your interest rate. I don't want people to get confused. You actually lock in your interest rate after you or your realtor has uploaded an executed contract to your web file and you have received your loan estimate and you clicked on that link to lock in your rate. So if you've already locked in your interest rate, you're good to go. I know for about a week and a half, it was reduced by, I think from 3% or 2% down to 1.875 and 2.875. So if you were able to take advantage of that, you don't have to worry about that. However, your credit access had to be completely approved before you were able to lock in your buy down rate. This is problematic for some people because if you could only afford the house based on max buy down calculated by the 0.25%, unfortunately, you may now be in a situation where you are under contract for a house that's outside of your affordability. So definitely go ahead and reach out to your MC to get recalculated ASAP to make sure that you are even still able to move forward with the house that you're currently under contract for. So I was able to confirm with my MC yesterday that IT is currently still going through the process to update the website to reflect the new buy down rate, but it has indeed reduced from 0.25 to 0.167. But as you can see on the screen here, that it's going to be impossible to calculate your affordability using the Naca mortgage calculator. So, I mean, I guess that you could manually use the formula that I just gave you guys earlier in the video to determine your buy down amount, but how that reflects in, you know, your overall monthly payment affordability, I don't know how to tell you to calculate that without some sort of calculator. If anyone is a Excel spreadsheet whiz, jump down in the comments and let us know how, like, you know, what the formula is for us to plug in. I myself included need that formula to make sure that I can still purchase in the community that I'm looking at purchasing in until the new calculator is rolled out. But just be sure to pay attention to the buy down rate or percentage rate, should I say, listed on the Naca website before you get too happy. Make sure it says that it is 0.167 instead of 0.25 before you move forward. So I would think, unfortunately, until it's reflected on the Naca website, you're probably going to have to reach out to your MC every single time now to see if a property is something that you can afford, especially if you need a property specific letter in this case. The good news though is that Naca still has a very low interest rate. In particular, if you are a priority member or you are willing to purchase in a priority area. If you missed my last video, I went through this in detail. So go ahead and check that out on how to determine if the area that you're purchasing in is considered a priority area. But if you are a priority member or purchasing in a priority area, you automatically get a 1% deduction off of the advertised interest rate, where if you do that, the buy down change, reduction change, or whatever you want to call it, becomes less of a deal because you automatically get 1% off that you don't have to pay for. Okay, so just keep that in mind, that you do still have options. But if you're someone like me who is purchasing in a little bit higher but still less than 100% obviously tracked, you're going to be feeling this change. Okay, I'm just keeping it real. Like, I'm feeling this change. I'm really, really nervous right now. So I cannot wait until they publish the new calculator so that I can crunch the numbers to make sure that I have not been waiting on a house in vain because I can no longer afford it, or either I'm going to have to come out of my pocket and do some principal reduction. But absolutely, once the new calculator is published, I'll get back on here and do a video and we can walk through how to determine all of this and how to use the calculator. But that's it, guys. I just wanted to jump on here really quickly. I'm sorry if I rushed through the content. I just wanted to make a quick video. If you want me to go back and explain buy down slower later on in a future video, jump down in the comments to let me know. If I forgot anything, jump down in the comments to let me know. But you guys know the drill. Let's talk about it anyway. Go ahead and hit the like button and go ahead and subscribe. I will see you guys in my next video. It takes a village. Cheers.